Section 2, Understanding Data. In video 1, Identifying What You Need, we'll look at who is the audience, who will see the viz, what data do you need in terms of identifying fields, dimension measures, dates, maybe flags or indicators. And then we'll look into custom calculations and how will it work. Following on from that, we'll look at the interactivity with the filters, parameters, actions, which will lead on to can you build it? If yes, then we can create a viz. If no, then identifying what is missing. So before you do any dashboarding, it's always important to understand the kind of data that you have, the audience you're presenting to. So who's the audience? What do you need? How will it work? And can you build it? So who's the audience? This comes in the form of the persona of the particular president of business unit, a fellow data analyst, or a project manager. And you can see in this section, we have clearly identified a brief, the killer facts, KPIs, narrative, top or bottom 10, and the relevance and purpose of the dashboard. So what do you need? Again, keep the brief and the killer facts in there. You need some data sources, so you need some data. What dimensions and measures can you identify? Of those dimensions and measures, of the dimensions, which ones are dates, which is filters, which ones can be used as parameters? Are there any custom calculations that are required? Are there any calculations, whether it be predefined or custom, any aggregations that either could be done in the data source, have to be done in Tableau? And how will it work? This is basically what drives the dashboard. So we either have worksheets, objects, with dashboard, the key drivers. So the key drivers could be dashboard actions or filters, the parameters, or even dates that we want to use. And here's a short example, again, of something we spoke about previously. So you have dashboards, you have worksheets, you have dimensions, you have measures, you can have data types, and then you have why this is important. And then you can go into the logic. So both dimensions and measures can be converted and the data type can be changed. And then it goes into the number format, the aggregation, and the totals. So this short video is basically everything you possibly need before you use Tableau to identify what you need to create your visualization. In this video, we'll discuss identifying what you need. As I said in the previous video, it's all about interpreting a brief. In this example, we have a product drill down dashboard. The point I'm trying to make would be who is the audience? Who's going to benefit from this, or who is it going to affect? Who's going to see this dashboard? The sales team, maybe, sales manager, or maybe a product manager to find out what's profitable and what's not. So before we get into the visualization, I want to quickly go into the data itself. Here we have the product drill down. In the product drill down, you can see everything that was in that CSV is now in dashboard format. And what this allows us to do is determine or identify how we're going to control or interact. So we had order date is on month, category, and you can see from here, if you go to scroll down, you can shipping status and all the others. But if we go back to the product dashboard, you can see from here, it's got users filter, which is a default, almost a global filter. If you go into there, to product view, and you click on dashboard actions, and we look at that sheet product view, it says here, it's giving it a name. And all it's saying is, if you click on the product view, then change the product details in the product view dashboard. So this here is the product dashboard, which is, you can see from this little square there. And if you click on the drop down where the other icon is representative of, say, a chart, it refers to a sheet. So what we want to do here is work it out immediately to say, right, click on here and everything changes, and then you can revert back. Simple. Quick interactivity in forms of an action. Now, in the same dashboard, in the same workbook rather, we can try and identify where the parameters are. So let's have a look here. Let's try here. Performance, shipping. We have quite a few dashboards from the out-of-box workbook. All I'm trying to do is work out where there is a customer churn or something representative of a parameter. So it's just building. Okay, we can take this one, for example, profit ratio. If we look at this sheet, if we look at this first, this applied to worksheet is saying selected sheets. So we click on selected sheets. It's saying if you click on that profit ratio, it affects the sales by product. So you can see these little blue lines. That's how it is active in the dashboard. Sales by segment and total segments. But there are only 3 worksheets on there on the dashboard. So it's saying applied to all. And this is the parameter. So if we click on here, you can see it has it how it increases or decreases. Now if we go to just the sheet itself, so let's go to the sheet, let's go to one of these sheets and go to this sheet here. So in this sheet here we have the parameter for profit ratio, we have a calculation for profit ratio rather, and here we have profit ratio, sum of profit divided by sum of sales. What we could do to make it interesting is actually create a parameter. So we call that parameter profit ratio, and it's a float, being it's a decimal. So I'll just do that. And then if we just do this and just show parameter control, you see that's set as 1. And if we just go back to profit ratio here, and just to, as you can see from our previous videos, anything that's a parameter is in purple. So just want to do profit ratio, and that's it. Click apply. Let me just remove this for a second. Now, what we want to do is use our profit ratio to control the viz. So all we do is make profit ratio here, put it on this side, and you can see profit ratio at the bottom. And if we make it into a slider, we could just type it in. So let's just do, say, 40. You can see how it's slightly different. If we give it an independent axis, so again, we can just edit the axis here and just give it an independent axis so we can see clearly what's going on. Let's just say 0.6, something to make it change. So there's a slight difference there, but that's how parameters work in order to do interactions. And you have dashboard actions there as well. If we take another example here, just give it an independent axis so we can see the reason why it's grayed out is because the profit ratio there has been altered. So just get rid of that. And again, in the product dashboard, if we want to make this into just click on use as filter, and it does the opposite. So you click on here and changes back to the top. So this dashboard, the outer box dashboard, is a brilliant example of how to identify the data you need before you do any visualizations, and then gives you the power to really control your thought process in terms of meeting a brief. I hope you enjoyed this video.